What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are driving a 2023 Chevrolet Corvette. This is the C8 generation, the mid-engine one. There's a lot to talk about with this car, but it's now been out for a few years, which is crazy to think about, and you see them everywhere. I feel like it was yesterday when this car just came out and was breaking winds in the news. Some specs: this has a 6.2 liter V8 producing 490 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, which is a lot, paired with a 8-speed automatic transmission. There's a million settings in this thing, a lot of tech, but let's go ahead and get this car out on the road and talk about the C8. And this is my first time ever driving one, so it's very, very exciting. Oh, the AC feels nice. It is very hot outside today, ladies and gentlemen. So one of the cool things about this car is there's a lot of features in the cluster, a lot of configurability. That is the nice thing about having screens. A lot of us car people don't like the analog, don't like the screens in favor of the analog gauges. I do like a good set of analog gauges, but I will say the gauges on this are very intelligent and they make a lot of sense. I think I'm feeling the sport mode today. We'll try that first. So we're still letting the oil get up to temperature a little bit. We're at about 140 degrees. I believe operating temperature is somewhere in the 200-ish ballpark. So we'll give it a little bit of time to get up to temp, have some mechanical sympathy for the owner's car. But getting into it, some initial impressions. The transmission is very, very quick shifting, and it likes to hold the lower RPM, which is how this car is still able to get any reasonable fuel economy, especially on the freeway. For a big old 6-liter V8. There's a little light down there that says V4, which is, I'm guessing, is GM cylinder deactivation. Yeah, there it is, V8. So these have a cylinder deactivation feature where it'll deactivate some cylinders for fuel economy. And, well, it's interesting. It actually tells you there on the screen when it's doing it, which some of the older ones I don't think did. Steering in sport mode is very sharp. It's very responsive. Not a ton of feel, although there's a lot more than you would expect. I actually feel a lot more of the road through my seat than I do the steering wheel, which is nice. You can feel a lot of what the suspension is doing. The brake pedal, very sensitive on initial press. I'm excited to get into these brakes later. I bet they're gonna feel absolutely awesome. All right, so initial impressions out of the way. The C8 Corvette. This car was very controversial when it came out a few years ago because it was the first mid-engine Corvette, which is something that had been talked about and discussed within GM for many decades leading up to this car. But for one reason or another, it just never happened. When this car came out, it was finally the first time GM executed on the mid-engine plan. The reasoning behind it, as the story goes, is the GM engineers realized that they had reached the full potential of front-engine rear drive capabilities, at least with the chassis and how they were building it. So they decided that they had to switch to a mid-engine platform to get further performance. And right they were, because this car outperforms the old one, although the C7 was a very good car as well. Ignoring the mid-engine, even the chassis, just the whole package in general feels really good, very in tune with itself, dialed in. GM spent a lot of time, a lot of money trying to get this car right, and you can tell when you're in the driver's seat. It feels phenomenal. It sounds good in the cabin. Yeah, unfortunately we are in some busier sort of residential roads, so we can't push it too hard. But this thing loves to go fast. It is dangerous in that way. It wants to egg you on constantly. It's like, more gas, more gas. But unlike older Corvettes, this car is much more about the chassis dynamics and the balance. That brake pedal is really interesting. It's really firm on initial press, and it kind of just stays that same firmness throughout the whole pedal, but it still has very good modulation, which is nice. A lot of really stiff brake pedals don't have good modulation, and they feel over-assisted, but it feels just right, and it is an aggressive pad compound, I'm sure. So, they did the best they could with streetability while still making it perform really well. So props to GM on that one. Wow. It feels good, guys. It feels good. My only gripe that I really have with this is I think the noise feels just a little bit synthetic, but it's a minor gripe. As far as in-car noise goes, this is pretty much as good as a modern car gets. That transmission is lightning fast. Shift, shift, shift. Let's go, go, go. Feels great. So I gotta be honest, this is kind of the first modern Corvette I've driven, so I can't really compare it to any of the older ones. I drove a C4, but I mean, this is it's 4 whole C's, more advanced than the C4. On its own right, it feels like a very good car. I drove a 2016 Porsche 911 a year or two ago, and honestly, this feels like it has a little more fun factor in it, a little more playfulness to it than the 911 does. The 911's very austere and very serious performer, whereas this is that too, but it kind of encourages you to have a little bit of fun. It's like, nah, throw me around. I'm at the throttle every so often for no reason. It kind of eggs you on to do that. The engine, it really wants to go. The launch control works really well in this as well. It's not too aggressive, it's not too hard on the chassis, it's very purposefully fast. So in that regard, it is a little more kind of like the 911 in that it's serious. It's like, nope, this is what we need, 3,500 RPM, drop it, a little bit of tire spin, grip up, go. It's very quick. The 0 to 60 on this car, I think, is in like 3 seconds or something like that. It's nuts. And the even more nuts part is when you're in the driver's seat, it doesn't feel dangerously fast. The car feels so stable, and that's, I think, really the point to hit home with this car is how stable and how well done this car is. Now, American car manufacturers historically haven't done as good of a job at making a well dialed in sports car. They've had cars that are fast, cars that are dialed in, or sometimes special editions like certain Mustangs, Camaros, certain Corvettes, but usually the base version of their car is a little more watered down. It lacks in certain areas, but this doesn't, not at all. It's like every C8 Corvette that comes out is just ready to go, ready to rip. This would be a fantastic track car. I bet all you need to do this thing is like probably, well, maybe not even pads, like brake fluid maybe. You need to be ready to go. God, I wish we had more open road today. That was so much fun. Like, oh, this thing, it wants to go. It wants to go, 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 go. It really wants to be driven and it wants to go fast. This would be absolutely incredible on some back roads. The dynamics are absolutely there, and it wants to be thrown around. And we've lost that with a lot of modern cars. A lot of modern cars don't like to be thrown around anymore. Now, they're understeery, they're so heavy. So now I want to talk about some of the features of this car that are a little more towards the playful nature of the car. One of the great features this has, which I think is hilarious, is you can drop it into neutral at any point. And I might be asking, why would I want to drop it into neutral at any point? Well, it would be to do this. Little paddles, and there you go. So you hold both paddles in, and then you can rev it at any point, which is hilarious. And really shows that GM knows their target market for this car, because that is the Detroit way of life. We like to rev cars at people. That's what we do here. Another one of the great features in this car is an ability for you to get the transmission to do a kick down really fast. So if I put my foot down, notice there was a little bit of a delay there. So if you want a quick kick down, you takes a second. If you want a faster kick down, you do the right foot in the gas, you do bump, bump. And then it gets it to you much, much faster. We'll say one of my only other gripes with this car is the blind spots are ginormous. It looks great. The body lines and the design are fantastic, but the unfortunate result of a good looking car is when you look back behind you, everything's in the way. And on the left as well. So the mirrors do a pretty good job at helping kind of mitigate that, but it is something you have to pay attention to pretty actively while you're driving. Mostly at lower speeds and in situations where navigation is a concern. So some final thoughts. The C8 Corvette does a lot right. And I think the high point with this car is how balanced it is. Nothing on this car is too much of one thing or another. Everything just makes sense. It feels right. It's very dialed in. It's just playful enough, but just serious enough to be a real sports car. I think GM knocked it out of the park, the C8 Corvette, and I cannot wait to buy one of these in 5-10 years when they're everywhere and they depreciate. We have finished our test drive of the C8 Chevrolet Corvette, and what a great driving experience this is. The Corvette has always been known for being a good value for the money when it came out. Its performance relative to other cars of the time and the pricing, the C8 has driven that point home again. It's a great value when they're new, and as they get used and appreciated a little bit, they're going to become an even better value. The performance, the handling, how well balanced it is, and how it drives for the money is unmatched by anything else. So big thank you to the owner for letting us take this out today. It was a wonderful experience. And with that, let's go ahead and give the C8 Chevrolet Corvette a score. The C8 Chevrolet Corvette scores here on our list. Second from the top. The C8 Corvette has a lot of good things going for it. It's a decent daily driver, an excellent sports car, and a great value for the money. Should you buy it? The C8 Corvette offers an exotic car driving experience for sports car money, which is impressive. Mid-engined, super dialed in, but still relatively usable and nice. Each generation of the Corvette has always been a good value relative to the performance it offers. The C8 is no different, but with the new performance offered from the mid-engine layout, it makes this car truly a bargain supercar.